Yo, what up, man? Welcome back to another segment of the Monday Night Crew. It's your boy K. Mims, the only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. I got the ladies of the show, Asia and Princess. What's happening?
Hey.
Brittany will be tapping in with us later. I got my bros with me, DJ J Dub, Louis B. What's happening, bros? How y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
What's
What
up?
up?
What's up? Feeling great.
Nothing, man. I wish we could talk about a conversation we were just having before we got over, but I know we can't do that. I know we can't do that here.
No.
I know we can't do that here. All right, so we're gonna get straight into it, man. We're gonna get straight into it. Oh, I'm sorry. I got some business to handle before that. NC, you know we on the way. September 28th, 5 o'clock, Deja's Bar. If you look in the comments, man, everybody that tap into this, we have a comment pin. You can enter a raffle by commenting your IG. We'll get all the information. We'll select the winners and then we'll share it on the Millennials versus the World IG. We also have part 1 of the 3-part docuseries live right now behind the scenes. DC, it gives you a full behind the scenes look of everything we did and all the vibes we bring in the NC, man. So now let's get into it. All right. Hey, look. So your boy Cam Newton been hot this whole week. And boy, I'm gonna be honest. Before I show this clip, let me just express my disappointment. I was such a big Cam Newton fan as a Panthers fan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Bro. So Cam Newton this week recently had a interview with Dr. Brian. I think she's a psychologist, if I'm not mistaken. And he was kind of going through a conversation, and then he got on his kid, his marriage situation. We're gonna watch a clip, and then we're gonna give our thoughts on Cam Newton and the craziness he done said this week.
Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give
No.
attentions away from this? Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yeah, some more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I thought I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women. What's the intent?
I
I'm
just
saying
want God
about
to
your
bring
wife.
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have you just
Because
bring him,
my
okay.
point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
So before I go on, she goes on to explain to him how he's not taking his time.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna open it up, bro. What's y'all thoughts on Cam saying what he said? I ain't gonna call it ignorance just yet. Damn, bro. Is everybody as disappointed as I am?
Yeah, I'll go, man. I was very disappointed. Honestly, I think that I don't know if he was just mixing his podcast 4th and 1 with his real life, and he forgot what reality was. But him explaining that situation of basically saying, "Hey, I have 8 kids, 3 baby mamas, correct?"
Yeah.
Yep.
And he wants more, but he said his fear for divorce is higher than his fear for marriage. But the thing is he crossed it with saying, "I'm just taking my time," but in reality, you're not taking your time because you don't. I feel like he would have just been better off saying, "Hey, I just don't want to get married. This is the lifestyle I would like to live. This is my truth." Because he sounds like a clown.
So this is my thing, bro. I got a couple of things that I kind of disagree with how Cam shot at that, man. So this is my thing. Hey, I forgot the comedian. Her name is Jasmine. I forget her last name.
Watch Jazzy. Jazz Brown.
Yeah. First, bro, like the fact that somebody's comfortable enough to go say these things publicly when I'm supposed to be with you is insane. Step 1. 2, the craziest part to me is like, no offense, bro. I'm a huge fan of Cam Newton. I'm trying not to say was. But like bro's past say he don't really do the settling thing. Like he was in a relationship before, didn't get married, had multiple children with her, had a baby on her, then left, got into this situation, and he talking crazy about her before she even like is that baby even one yet?
Not yet.
No.
I just hate when dudes get money and make the brokenness okay. Like, bro, you look crazy saying that stuff, dog. Why you gotta say it out loud? And she looked even crazier dancing the next day to King George. Gotta have 3 women.
That's my song.
Ain't that his name?
Hey,
It is. I ain't gonna lie. It's mine
It's
too.
King George.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like,
rolling.
in the video when she broke down like broken families, he kind of looked crazy. And she's like, "You just like creating all these babies, like, So, ladies, does money mean that much, no matter what comes with it? I'm just asking.
Asia, that was a good giggle.
Look at them chicklets.
I'm giggling for another reason.
Okay, talk to me.
I'm giggling because this makes me think about the balloon pop video.
Okay.
It's literally the same thing. It's just a man with money.
That's also why I'm giggling over here. That's the only thing I could think about as I was watching it the whole time.
It's actually even worse because it's 8 kids.
Not all of them are biologically his.
And he wants more. He doesn't care how he gets. He just wants God to bring him.
That's why. Hey, Princess, can I push back a little bit? I think the difference is in the pop the balloon and this is like the guy didn't want that because of the women are accepting this though. Isn't that a difference?
What I'm saying is that
the
disappointment for the women who had the multiple baby daddies for the balloon pop video is what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
Got you.
Okay.
It's just he's the man who has multiple baby mamas.
So does money mean that much?
Does money mean that much?
Yeah.
No. To some, yeah.
Okay.
Some women take it as in they would rather be a single mom by a man with money than be a single mom by a man who's not going to contribute anything.
Which she has said that before too.
Bro,
who said that before?
Is that his fiance or his? I'm not sure.
I don't know what she is.
Yeah, but anyway, she has said that. Like, she said like
that's no shade. I don't know.
For real, I don't either. But she said like family members and friends have said that to her. But she was like, I mean, yeah, he has all these kids, but he's a millionaire though. Y'all say that when y'all meet a millionaire.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing when like your man cheats on you. It's like, would you rather cry in a Honda or are you gonna cry in your Porsche?
Yo, that's insane, man. Asia Lewis, I know you. I know this. I know it's true. You know what's so crazy?
Being serious.
I know you
People
are, but
think like that.
They do. I believe you.
It's just like or a 4-cylinder.
Yo, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Asia Lewis, what's your thoughts, man? I hear y'all pretty quiet on it. What's your thoughts on your boy Cam?
No, yeah, I have the same thoughts that Princess had. I was just, super disappointed, but it's not like Nick Cannon, same thing. Like we've seen this before. I think that now more people are open to actually just like more men are open to discussing that they are really here to just plant seeds and flourish the earth. Marriage is not top priority, but I think responding to that, I think then that is why you have some women that getting married is no longer, like, oh yeah, like I cannot wait to meet my husband, right? It seems more likely that they will become a baby mom than they will become a wife. Especially if we're talking about, because remember the whole conversation a while ago was this high value man, right? And now you have these quote unquote high value men having these types of conversations that they're not necessarily ready to have a wife, but they are super ready and have been, ready to have kids. So,
yeah. What about you, Lewis? What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Man, I got a lot of thoughts.
Go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
I don't agree with what he's doing by any means. I think it's saying they come from God is a total slap in the face of his current baby mother, which it seems like they're in a situationship. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a slap in the face for her. To Asia and P's point, Princess's point, I think it's a little different than the other scenarios with the balloon pop because like Cam Newton and Nick Cannon are intentionally doing this, right? And I think they have status and they are probably being approached more in that capacity to do that. When the females that were in that scenario before were asked about the situations, they kind of were making excuses about why they made the decisions to have kids. These two are more intent. They're purposely doing it. They're doing it with intent. Seems like they didn't, or those situations that they were encountering were not intentional. So I will say that's maybe the difference that I see in the scenarios. One thing, I watched the whole video. First off, Cam is not as smart as he thinks he is, and the doctor was eating his ass alive. That video, right?
Yeah, she was,
Because
bro. She was.
she was approaching it with truth, and he was approaching it with his perspective and what he would like for it to be. But I will say this: when you are a man of status and of value, you have a lot of decisions to make about the life that you want to live. And I think about me, and like, I ain't even nowhere close to a level like that. And the challenges I would have turning away things, and how if I was single and you know making, and if I was making, you know, like this millions of dollars a year, who would I be at that time? Right? If I could have whatever I want, who I wanted, when I wanted, and I could afford to do it, and I could take care of them, would I be the same? Because biblically, the smartest man, the wisest man ever, Solomon did the same thing. So in my mind, I'm like, what is it that, as a man, that feeds into our ego that makes us want to, I don't say conquer, but really have it all? Like when it comes to women and children, like what is it that about that? And I can understand it just a little bit from an ego perspective, like to have associates. I think to Asia's point, to have like me represented in a mass amount of ways, but at the same time, love and being monogamous, I see tremendous value in that, because that's really what's been my only choice, to be honest with you. That's just me. I'm just throwing that perspective out there. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if I was in that position to where I could do that, you know, if that was on the table, I don't know how I would react or respond to it, to be honest with you.
So,
Go
go ahead, Princess.
ahead.
I was just saying, no, somebody said, hey, what up, Missy? Appreciate you typing in. Go ahead, Princess.
Oh, no, I was going to say, like, my only thought to that is people don't know what they would do until they are in someone else's shoes. Mm-hmm. But I think about it like, you don't want to just pick one and just keep multiplying. Think about Russell Wilson. He gonna put a baby in Sierra anytime he can.
That's a fact.
And they can keep on doing it over and over and over again, because both of them have the income to do so. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me, it's a mentality thing. Like, I get it. You want to be fruitful and multiply, but you could still, even if you don't want to be in a committed relationship with the woman, you could pick your one baby mom and keep having kids by the same mom.
Yeah.
But they're choosing to do the opposite.
And can I just say, to that point too, like to Princess's point, and to respond to something that Lewis said, because even like Solomon, right? Like the person that you're referring to, with him doing all that, it was really an experiment, right? To see like, okay, like is it all that it should be?
It was
right?
all vain. He said it was vanity.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point, right? So even with him doing all that and him having multiple all the things, he said it's all vanity. Meaning that it is like it's not even that. And so I think, to Princess's point, the idea of, if you do want to replenish the earth, then sure, do so. Because Lewis, on the other side of what you're saying about like the men and them having status and them being able to do the things, are the women, right? Because now, let's say in Cam's case in point, let's say all those women now want to, they're like, you know what? All right, fine. Like but I do want to fall in love. I do want to get married. And now they all already, when they involve themselves with a man like Cam Newton, they already have two baby dads, him and then the person that they actually fall in love with, possibly, right? And so for them, it's kind of like, if you're going to be one of those types of men, then think about who's on the other side of that. It's the women that are now in position of like, okay, well, now I won't have that marriage and all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
I got one more thing to say before I end my portion. I will say this. For someone of his stature, and I'm glad Russ found Sierra, and that's really sounds more of an anomaly for people in that position. If I am Cam Newton and I'm this big star and I'm a millionaire, when I'm looking for love, it's going to be hard to find that sometimes in some instances. And how can I build? How can I know whomever I'm with is really here for me, right? As well. So sometimes the path of least resistance is just to do it that way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, too. So that's something I thought about, right? Like, I'm not saying that's, I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm not saying that this is mentality. That would be something I'd be worried about too. Are you really here for me?
So let me
Right?
ask one.
Yeah.
My bad, Louis. I just thought about something while you were talking. So he
Mhm.
had a fear of divorce, right? Probably because, like you said, man of that stature, man of that status, losing everything, right? But having multiple kids, he's still going to be put on child support. So he's still going to be in a financial bond either way he looks at it. So I don't understand where his fear is coming from. Because if we're saying about the money, right? He's afraid of losing it all doing what? He's still going to have to divide that money up because he has multiple baby mamas. So I'm sure he's paying something towards those kids, right?
Yeah, but I think the gamble is being on paper saying I got to pay this one thing versus putting up all I have and risking it. That's what I would think the thought is. Like, if Jay, you're right. You are coming up off some, but like, athletes and people finesse and finagle that all the time. But also, it's like I'd rather be on paper saying 10,000 a month versus I marry you and you get half the 100 million I got.
It's a big difference.
I'd
Yep.
rather pay 10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Especially if he gets married now, right? Because if he marries someone else that's outside of this equation, he's going to lose a lot more.
Yeah.
For sure. What up, Britt? What up, Britt? But I know you had some thoughts. Go ahead, hit us with your thoughts on Cam.
I was chiming in a little bit. I heard Princess, so I don't know if you guys touched on it or not, but I think people are forgetting that he's legit deprived, and y'all might have said this. He's depriving these kids, right? Like that's the bigger picture. Is he's depriving these kids of having a father figure in their home. Not only that, like you're making a conscious choice as an adult to satisfy yourself. So like by you doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's selfishness. The therapist, doctor, whatever was in front of her hit it right spot on. But I just feel like looking at him express his feelings about it. He got shut down. It boggles my mind to try and understand how men have a fear of like it. I don't know, like a fear of getting married. And that it's a bigger commitment than being a father. I feel like the ultimate commitment is being a father. I mean, yes, in a different way, right? You're committed.
No, I agree with that.
Versus your kids. It's crazy to me that you're fearful of committing, marriage. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain my thoughts, but I just thought the whole concept was crazy. And then you got Jasmine over here two-stepping, line dancing with him. Like, girl, all of y'all look crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think this discretion goes a long way. I think when you put it on Front Street the way it's being put on, it's like it's hard to digest. Like, damn, dog, like you blatantly disrespect. And I really feel bad for the woman he was with, who he was like in a real strong relationship with, and had like his first three. I always say this, and I'll leave it at that. Her and Mariah have to feel crazy because I know they didn't think they signed up for that. Like, bro, like, dog, like now I got all this. My kids got all these siblings now. You know what I mean? That was never in the plan. It's kind of like you can't treat a kid no way because the parent decided to do something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. That is super crazy to me.
Yeah, and super it also I don't know if he said it in the interview because I didn't watch the entire thing, but it makes me wonder, as he's going from woman to woman, is he giving those women like their fair chance where he's like dating them and they're all thinking they're the one for him, and then they get pregnant And then after they get pregnant, it's like, oh, like I don't want you like that.
I don't think he's had an interview before where he talked about the first person he was with, and that's why they split, because he initially thought that he was going to commit, but he found out he wasn't ready. So, but I don't know as far as the other two, you know what I mean? But the thing about Watch Jazzy though, man, she was a big advocate for women, and she seemed like a really strong and dominant woman in personality. She started modeling for Savage Fenty. I started following her a little bit more closely, but then I've seen that take a turn.
Whole catalog, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen that take a turn, and I'm like, damn,
hell,
you
man.
really? It's like you fell for that. You know what I mean? It's just,
they always flip when that bread get involved, dog. That's
They
why
do.
you can't listen to that stuff. They
No, they
always
do.
flip when that bread get involved. Like, I don't care. I don't care who, what, how. You may not flip all the way to the dark side, but you're gonna do some flipping when that bread get involved. That's just what it is.
I agree. I agree.
My advice is stay off camera with it. Like, you do not that.
Yeah.
You look crazy.
Yeah.
You look crazy, dog. Like, go back.
Didn't she make her like comedy something baby mama?
Third time the charm.
Like, why are you trying to monetize off of this? It's not funny. Like, you look crazy.
Yeah, and the last thing is like, it make you think like, damn, I get she wasn't making Cam Newton money, but like, was you doing all right in your comedic career? Like, damn, you want like straight where you can chill on your own a little bit? Like, you gonna,
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it go back to the point we had the fair foul we had a couple weeks ago, where the ringless engagement, and it's kind of like, damn, what's the real goal? It can't be the man no more. Like, it ain't the man in that case, because you had that known it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the man. The goal has to be the kid / security. The kid is innocent, no judgment on the child. But like, that's really what it got to be, though. The man ain't the objective on his end, and the woman's not the one for her. For the woman's not what he wants on the other end. It's just crazy. I don't see how you win in that situation. Any more thoughts on Cam?
Nah.
All right, so Jay and Brittany are responsible for the vibes tonight, man. Let's get into the topics of the night. Yes, sir. So, all right, I'm gonna hand it over to Brittany, or who going first? Brittany? But man,
I guess it's me.
Yo, that's like when you ask to go to the bathroom before the test comes.
Hey, Brittany, I'm pulling up my questions. I was about to go first, Brittany.
Oh, all right, bro.
He's on his phone, so it goes.
All right,
Oh,
bro.
all right.
Y'all some savages. All right, y'all ready for question number one?
Bro. Turn the light back on.
Hey, get out of here, bro. Y'all ready for question number one?
Yeah. Go ahead and read it to
Number
us.
one is, do you think your ex reaches out to you because they miss you or because they are bored? And if so, does it matter? Does it not matter? I mean, just simple. If you guys have had an ex reach back out to you, what do you think the reason was?
I'm gonna yield on that one.
Y'all know what I'm thinking.
Say it, Lewis. Say it.
Yeah, say it.
You want the King Lou experience again? That's all that is. You trying to tap back in?
I think X is reaching out is very much so like, damn, I lost. Let me stir this up real quick. I think that's like 95% of X is reaching out, bro. Like, boredom is a thing maybe 3 months after breakup, but after that, bro, like, I know in my experiences, they all have been to stir the pot. You know what I'm saying? And I think reaching back out look very different. It ain't always a text or call. Like, people be trying to be in the vicinity, in my opinion. I think it's all reached off. Like, missing you is a strong word. Missing you is aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Because some people just don't want you to be with the next person, so it ain't necessarily missing you. But like, let me stir this up because I done lost. Let me go over here and stir up what I done did. So I don't think it's the boredom. I think like people miserable, so they try to tear up what's next.
I don't think they're bored. I think they're missing something. I think there's something that they're missing something. Number one. Number two, I think it's to see if they have access still. I think they reach out for an ego boost, to be quite honest. They don't have to really want anything. especially because y'all notice how they'll reach out around like the birthdays, the holidays. They don't really care if you have a happy birthday or not. They just want you to see them, and now it's like, see, now she think about me. See, now I'm on her mind. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of those. I think it's an ego boost.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Princess
definitely
Louis.
think it's from missing you sometimes, but I definitely agree with Asia about the access thing. Because they'll reach out about anything. Like it could be like, hey, you remember such and such and such, and it's like, Google it. Why are you reaching out to me to ask me that question? But people reach out to you just to see if you're going to respond to them, because if you respond, they feel like they maybe can continue the conversation a little bit and wiggle themselves back in.
Okay.
True story. I had to learn that the hard way. True story. I won't say no names. So I was in my current relationship before marriage, and it was probably about a year and a half, 2 years after my previous one. So I never get it. I'm in class. I'm like, this back when Facebook was like the main source of social media. I get this dissertation of a DM about like, I'm so sorry about how da woo woo blah blah. So me being young dumb, I get in the car. I'm like, yo, look at this, bro. Like, let me read this to you. Like, ooh, what?
You read it? You read it to your current?
Yeah. What the fuck? I ain't doing. Like, I can't. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
That wasn't even. That was.
Go ahead.
What happened after? Right?
Okay, I have my fault. So I read it like, bro, look at this, da da da. And she's like, oh, okay. She was like, what you say? I like shit. I was just like, oh, well, I wish you the best. Like, no hard feelings. And she cussed me out about like, dummy. She wanted access to see if you would respond. I was like, oh,
she did.
Did she? Oh, my bad. Like, I just thought I was being nice. Like, oh, like, oh, appreciate the words, but like, all right, enjoy your life. I ain't think nothing of it. And she didn't get access to me. But like, my point and my argument was like a conversation we had prior. I've had the same phone number since I've been 15. It ain't that hard to get in contact with me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't think about it that far. And then not to mention, I mean, I kind of know her cousin a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck, I ain't think nothing of it. So it was crazy to go back and read it.
Yeah.
Read it to your girl, to your whoever you were dating. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yes.
So you just tell them that,
what made you feel the need to share that?
Yeah.
If I ain't doing nothing, what I'm hiding? Okay, so to me,
you didn't think that would open up a level of like
because she was already
insecurity in your previous woman. I mean, your woman.
Nah, because she was doing it all the way up until then. Like she would it was already a known thing that she would reach out or be on social media, whatever. So to me, sharing it wasn't like a first time thing. It was like, yo, look at this again, and read it. It wasn't like a. I mean, I ain't doing shit. So you could, hey, here, this is what I like. I ain't doing nothing. What the fuck am I hiding it for? Now, what if I wouldn't have deleted it? She go back and see that.
I mean, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like if you come to your partner with anything, it doesn't even have to be an ex. It could just be somebody that you friend zoned for a very long time, and you would like to keep them as a friend, but they said X, Y, and Z, or y'all visited. Even like when you start dating somebody and you talk about said person and we did this and we did that before, but we're friends now. There's people that are. I almost said something. There's people that are like that in real life, and it comes back to bite you in the butt because it's like now all I can think about is this with this person. So in your situation, Keenan, it's more so of like Britt was like, dummy. I'm so sorry.
No, that don't bother me. I mean, because it's a thing.
You started it and said I'm not saying names. She basically was like, you're not supposed to do that. But the reason I'm saying that is because now that
she didn't call me dummy because I read it. She called me that because I responded to give her access.
Right. To give her access, right. But what I'm saying is that now it's more so of what are you going to do moving forward? If she reaches out to you again, now there's the expectation of, Are you blocking her? Are you, I don't know, what's the solution coming up after this in the event that she does hit you up again? Like that's
Yeah, but
it's a catch-22.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the real catch-22. I hear y'all, but you not say something and your girl find out your ex been hitting you up. Stop it. Y'all losing your mind, man.
No, you're right. I mean, I get what you're saying, bro.
That's true, yeah.
It's like a lose-lose, but
it is.
yeah.
Go ahead, Louis. Go ahead.
It's a lose-lose only if you don't do what Brittany just mentioned, right? If she reaches out and you don't have a plan to clarify that this is no longer going to happen, but if you've already put it into it and she finds it and you're able to put that on display as well, I don't think it's as big of a deal. But I get where you're coming from.
My thing was this: I had to let her know. To me, in that instance, if you know, you know. In that specific instance, I had to let her know I wasn't hiding anything because we were too fresh to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I gotta let you know this person is hitting me up because I leave my phone down. So if I haven't been telling you nothing, my phone down and that message pop up, you're like, oh, what? And then I'm gonna have to go back and try to explain everything else. So at the time, to me, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say it. I mean, I wasn't interested and I wasn't doing anything, and it was a constant thing. Like, I can't get into the other stuff. It got wild, but. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you another question, Keenan. What made you because you said it was more than one time, right? What made you respond whenever she kept reaching out?
Because I mean, my thing was I won. B, what the had to be like, I ain't got nothing, like I really didn't have, it's not like I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, appreciate it, have a nice life, and kept it moving. I'm not a mean person. I'm not.
Right.
Like,
that's what I was about to get at. That's what I was about to say. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was about to say a lot of people equate you not responding to people anymore as you being mean, not as you're setting a boundary. So people say, I want to keep this person in my life.
I got to the full truth. I'm gonna say this is gonna be some simp shit, but I'll say it. When we were together, you go through that whole like, oh my God, I never hate you, like we'll forever be cool, like I ain't gonna never feel nothing against you, da da da.
Got you.
We broke up. She broke up with me. Cool. Like I really didn't have no ill feelings. So I was never on no rah like I hate you type joint. So when she hit me up in that specific time, I was like, oh, like I hear you, cool, but like I'm not on that. Because it was like to me at the time, like I felt like you can move on for people and not hate them. Like and to be super real, I knew I had to be around her anyway because of who I was cool with. So I wasn't trying to make no bad blood and be in other environments in person, and then you got to deal with, which I dealt with anyway. You got to deal with a whole nother energy in person because of however somebody else feeling. So I just had to make sure I kept it at bay and let her, like, all right, it's cool, chill. But it died down. But hey, I was
keep it playing.
So, but I guess going back to Jay's question, if she had been reaching out multiple times prior, what was it about that time that
it wasn't reaching out to me necessarily though, boy? Y'all making it. Boy, this is Earth One.
Okay, I got you.
It was.
No, we're not trying to make it too personal.
Dude,
I'm just trying to understand
care.
what was it about?
It was like this, princess.
That time
at the beginning, after the first breakup, it's like, you know, people hitting up. Okay, cool. Then you fast forward a little bit, it becomes like this is Facebook era, crazy Facebook statuses. Okay, whatever. And then it became like social media interactions indirectly between her and my current, well, my girlfriend now, wife now. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing was, like, as it grew, I had to keep showing because I had to make sure she knew, like, hey, bro, like, she on one. Because the way the story planned out was like, I was chasing, like, oh, I'm out here. I'm like, yo, I ain't doing none of that. I'm like, I ain't on that. And then so for me, I thought, which I learned you shouldn't do, I thought I was bringing security by showing how I was moving, what I was doing, and it just bring more questions. And after a while, I was like, man, fuck this.
I get it. Okay.
I get it. I definitely, with all of that context, yeah, you responding after all of that, yeah, that definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you made it out. Good job, man.
Boy.
All right, so we're gonna keep it rolling. Britt, we're gonna tackle the next one.
Yeah. That's Keenan,
y'all see that? Y'all been seeing that?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to play the video?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go to Okay, why? What's wrong? What? Because I want to watch my phone. I don't want to go. No, Australia, you have school tomorrow. Okay?
Gonna give me the phone. What is she doing?
No!
She's being very rebellious. Where you get an attitude from, Scarlett?
Shut up.
Who are you talking to?
Babe.
Who's this kid? This kid's really touching my face tonight. Scarlett, who are you talking to?
You.
Who are you talking to? Huh? Really, who are you talking to? Did you just say shut up? Did you just say shut up to me just now? I'm talking to you.
Oh, hell.
Did she just spit on me just now?
Yes. Are you out of your freaking mind?
Do that, kid. You do that. I'm gonna hurt her.
Hell, what shit is this?
Grab her.
I'm gonna do it.
Get up. I got it.
I got it.
She spit in my face, not
You
yours.
should not be dealing with a kid under anger.
She just spit in my face,
You
right?
need to calm.
Hell nah, man.
Hey yo,
Hey, Brett, you picked the right one, Brett. You picked the right one.
Come on, man.
Disciplining
Come
y'all
on,
children.
God.
Initial thoughts before I even ask the question that's attached to the video. What are your initial thoughts after seeing that clip?
Nah, man. Yeah.
Asia, we gonna start.
I'll let the
with you,
people. Okay, I was gonna say I'll let the people with kids go first, but go ahead.
that stressed me
Yeah.
all the way out. Like
Yeah, no.
that stressed me all the way out because that just stressed me all the way out. No, I do not have kids. I don't know if I'm qualified in whatever ways, but at the
You
same time,
qualify. You got sense.
like,
You ain't gotta have kids
a
when you got
boy,
sense.
like, first of all, she would have got popped. She would have got popped the first time when she told me to shut up. Second of all, I'm putting a muzzle over her mouth because that's crazy. Where did you learn that from? Why did you think that was okay? And my thing is, when after the mom, this is why I think it's so important to have conversations about how to discipline your kids with your partner, because she screamed at the daughter, right, after she did it. But then when he went to actually discipline her, you know what I'm saying? Then she's telling him in front of the child, mind you, you need to calm down. You need to da-da-da-da. So now the daughter who just spit in homeboy's face is also seeing her mom yelling at the dad. Like, I'm stressed. That's disgusting. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna be real with you, yo. I have a very hard time imagining what I would do if my child did something like that. Like, bro, let me tell you. First, I promise you, I hope you enjoy that spit because all them teeth going down your throat off the rip. I'm telling you right now. Secondly, this is the thing about, and hey, look, I'm putting myself all the way out there. I ain't calling it vulnerability. I'm telling the truth, bro. So that's a girl. I don't have a daughter. Let me say that. I'm coming off as if it was my son, one of my sons. When I'm pops, I will imagine some form of this, fellas. Y'all speak to that when it comes like, baby, I love you, but this ain't got nothing to do with you right now. You can go ahead. I don't need you in here. I hear you. Once you went against how I was about to discipline, you can go ahead and exit the room because I love you, but this ain't got nothing to do with you right now. Because he gonna learn this today, for sure. And I want you to think every time you think about spitting, I want you to think about a tooth coming out. That's what it is. Nah, dog. Every time, nah. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, nah. See, it's certain things you can't. The phone thing, like kids throw tantrums, that's normal. It's certain human things you just don't do. Dentist appointment. I sent you a dentist appointment. Lewis, would your reaction be different because it was a girl?
Yeah, I have to treat that situation with a certain level of caution. Man, I'm really trying to, because we're on camera, so I got to make sure I answer this the right way. I have had spurts as a parent that I'm not proud of. I'm gonna be honest with you. Given, my initial reaction and temper for someone that I'm taking care of and providing for, and I don't tolerate disrespect, and nor will I be disrespectful. Right. So I think it's important that we create an environment of that. But if it was my daughter, which thankfully, she is not like that at all. The polar opposite. It would require a certain level of restraint. I think I would have to remove myself from a situation like that because I'm still human. I don't tolerate disrespect from children or anyone. And, you know, I'd have to remove myself before I could truly parent in that moment and really identify what the best approach is to that situation. Just to be honest with you. And I hate to get so serious, but like that's really the best answer I can give for something like that.
Oh man, yeah.
That's a good answer.
That was a very politically
really
correct
good
answer.
Yeah. Everybody's like, good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
No,
it's up there.
No,
it's up there.
No, but seriously, Louis, that really was a good answer, and I could see that with you being a man and the amount of force, you know, all of those things. But
yeah,
opposite of the video, that is the moment that the wife, the baby mama, girl, like whoever should have stepped in as the woman. Yes. And corrected her, not on oh my God, like don't touch her.
Bless that mouth. Bless that mouth.
Yep, smack the shit out of her. So I don't have no kids. I can say it. So
nah, for real though, real talk.
No, I'm so serious, and I just feel like I get the times that we're living in right now. But when I was growing up, there was at no point would I have been able to tell my mama to shut up. Stuff like that was on Dr. Phil. Okay. It wasn't a cute Instagram reel. But no, if I would have told my mama to shut up, I wouldn't have been able to get the spit out. Hear me when I say it. Soon as my mouth would have been like, it would have been like, boop, like head would have been across the room. So I don't understand the whole super gentle parenting thing where it's just like, oh, like, no, calm down. Like, no, she just spit on her father or whoever he is in her life. Yeah. And that's not okay.
I agree.
But if you spit on anyone, that's the thing that I think that gets lost.
That too, yeah.
That gets lost, right? Because the way we grew up or the way I was raised, I feel like some of that was unwarranted. Some of the discipline methods, right? Yeah. However, being a parent, I understand some of them are because there is consequence to spitting on someone in life. Not just me.
I'm glad you said that.
Right? You spit on someone as an adult, that's a form of assault. And if you spit on the right one, they're going to put some teeth down your throat. Right?
So this is the thing, Louis. I'm glad you said. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Some of that is some of those are lessons that because you're around me and displaying this behavior around me, I have to teach you this lesson human to human. Right?
Yeah. And the lesson is do that and your ass might get whooped right after it in the real world.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. And unfortunately, you put me in a position as a parent where now I have to give you the lesson about what happens when that takes place. You know what I'm saying? The realest thing I ever said to my son, I'm being vulnerable. We done had a lot of situations happen over here at the Black South home. But I will say this, he disrespected his mom. And I walked up to him and I said, do you think I would let another man disrespect your mom? What do you think I'd do if someone did that to her? So what makes you think I'm gonna let you disrespect her? Think about it.
That's real.
Yeah. Think about that. Think about that. Don't you ever do that shit again.
Yeah.
And that's where we left it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. Let me think about my actions.
But
I feel like I'm in trouble.
I never thought about
thinking we done disrespected somebody.
But my thing is, I never thought I would have to say that to my son, but it's real.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna ever see me let another man disrespect her. What makes you think you're gonna do it? So now I gotta talk to you as a human being, right? It kind of felt weird, in the moment, but I meant what I said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with me as a person, parent, it all. To me, I really do. I love everything you said, Louis. I think that's really the legitimate way. I think there's certain points in life where a good ass whooping just fix it. Like if I see a kid just wild, I'm like, oh, you just need your ass whooped. You ain't met the right one. Because that should have changed. If you get a good one, it changed your mind. Like, oh, I ain't doing that no more. Even if it ain't from an adult. Like just do something that you ain't know something was coming right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
Like bullies.
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank
They
you,
need to bully
Princess.
the
They do
right
it because you
person.
ain't. Thank
Yep.
you,
And they get their
and you
ass
ain't gonna.
beat. They think twice
And
about
you're gonna turn into a Jehovah's Witness tomorrow. You ain't hitting nobody else after that. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I
Hey,
promise
kid.
you.
Hey.
Hey, let me tell you my problem, man. When I see certain kids, I'm like, oh, my first thought is, oh, you just ain't had your ass whooped enough.
Yep.
And 79.8% of the time, that changes it. Because let me tell you the thing about gentle
Yo,
parents.
where you going with these numbers?
I'm telling you.
That boy that got on that soapbox, boy.
Hey, he said
this is
79.8.
Hey, let me tell you
I'm
about
listening.
gentle parenting. Gentle parenting works with gentle kids. If you don't have no
Mhm.
gentle child, that gentle parenting does not work.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's
My
good.
oldest son will probably get whooped once a year for the rest of his life. You can just talk to him. If he the kid got bad grades, I think my parents gonna be disappointed in me. You ain't really got to push him too much.
Mm-hmm.
My second child, I can't say on camera. He got a lot of me in him. Cool. But like what people try to throw around gentle parenting, but like that's like saying you could raise every child the same way. You can't just sit around and talk to every kid, dog.
Nah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It does me. I don't care.
But that's
And
what I'm saying. I think
what
that's
got me is sis looked shocked when she spit. She looked shocked, like, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. The girl is not 2, right? She got to
No.
be like 10, 11. So this obviously is learned behavior. Sis been doing this. You haven't been disciplining your child. I don't single mom, married boyfriend, whatever it is. You're clearly not parenting her the way in which she needs to be taught, because for again, saying shut up is disrespectful. She's going to embarrass you in public because she's doing it at home. So what would make you think that she would have respect for this man? One thing I wanted to redirect the conversation, because I heard you guys talk from like a parent standpoint, but what I got from the video, this is very much a stepdad in the home.
yeah.
Right. So my question is, how do you all feel about being on the same page when it comes to parenting in general? I know you all are very much, have beautiful families where both children come from the same wife, but how do you feel about being on the same page when it comes to parenting? If your wife doesn't agree with what you just said, because Lewis, for example, with you, she may want to handle things differently with her daughter, woman to girl to female to female, right? But then you stepped in and you had an instant reaction, and she doesn't agree with that. How do y'all?
Yeah. I'm a product of us. So I had I think all of us did, my boys. But I was the child with the step parent at one point in my life, right? And it was a man, right? And there were a lot of incidents where not everybody agreed on things.
Okay.
Often. And I don't think we ever found a place where that was established. So it's tricky, right? Especially with the same sex, right? And even a young lady going into womanhood, a young man going into manhood. I mean, it's a really blurred line. So I don't know if there is a way. I think there has, because some situations you're not prepared for.
Right.
Some situations you can't have a conversation about everything because you don't know how it's going to affect you until it arises. So I think that it takes a special type of person to come into a situation and commit to someone and understand how to parent someone who they're not familiar with. I feel like the advantage I have with like Keenan kind of alluded to, the tendencies that my son has, I can relate to because I probably had them or his mom had them. But when you bring a step parent into it, they're probably not predisposed to those tendencies. So they don't know how to react. So they may take everything personal. When that child's father could recognize or identify some of those things and maybe respond to it differently. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think in this situation, in the video that you provided, I think up until it gets to disrespectful to the step parent, right? I think that, in my experience, it's best to be handled by that child's parent first, right? Because I know for me, shout out to my stepdad, now we good. But when that dude would intervene in something my mom and I was trying to overcome, I'm like, you ain't even in this, bro. Chill. You know what I'm saying? He had a right to be, but even if the intent was good, I wasn't gonna hear it because you ain't my pops. You ain't my dad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't trust you like that. I don't trust that you're trying to help me. I just feel like you're just trying to say something. You know what I'm saying?
So can I? Oh, go ahead, Princess. No, you go ahead, Princess.
You sure?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, does it change the fact? Like, I don't know at what point he came into your life, Lewis.
Mhm.
So, meaning if he was there from maybe since you were maybe like 5, I
Mhm.
think that looks a lot different than
Yes.
your mom remarrying when you're in high school,
Right. No,
or in middle
agreed.
school. So, was that the
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, he was introduced to me when I was around 8, but when we all kind of cohabitated, I was in high school. So I was coming into a
Yeah.
marriage. So it was a different,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. And we all used to watch Baby Boy all the time, and we just, I don't know, we all just thought we was these characters.
Come on,
For some
Chip.
reason.
Hey, Lewis,
Living it out.
it. Mama. Yeah, that's right. Scream for your
Hey, you
mama.
caught him in there cooking them eggs.
Hey, but
Every
hey, you crazy, Jay. I'm gonna put my educator hat on for 1 second. Lewis said something that kills the argument of everything. Even from an education standpoint, step parent standpoint, kids don't learn from people they don't trust. So when he was like, "I don't trust you to help me," it don't really matter. Now, in that very same regard, this is where it gets a little choppy, right? Most women that have a child that's doing single mother the right way, or even if the father's in the life, they always say we come as a package. My thing, the way I would view that is, that's cool. Come on as the package, but you gotta let if I'm there and I care and I love your child, you gotta allow me to be a parent, not they dad. You gotta allow me to be a parent. Now, I think a lot of people want the acceptance, but don't want the parental aspect neither. Because it's not fair to me to be in the house, provide, be nothing but positive, loving, and caring, creating that relationship, but you get to draw a line every time you feel like it's right. You chop my leg every time you feel like it's right. Because if that's a step parent, that kid is only going to do either what she's seen happen or what you allow.
Yeah.
That's only two things she's going to do. And a lot of times, step moms and dads come around and like, they a parent when it's all well and good, but let something go left. It's like, oh, no, it's my kid now. Can't be like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, even like, and I said it before, but like there has to be a level of communication, but not just that, because you also have those people, right, that will say like, oh yeah, no, like you can discipline them, or you can, like you are like the other adult in the house, and then when situations actually happen, they renege on what they said and what the whole conversation. And so it's like, if you are going to have someone else that is entering your life and your child's or your children's lives, it is having that conversation of like, okay, what does discipline actually look like? And you as the parent, you have to be realistic with what you trust. Because even if the child, let's say the child trusts you, if you don't trust that person, because for instance, she might be looking at her man like, no, you have anger issues for real. So I don't trust that you're going to discipline my daughter in a way that you can have restraint. I don't trust that. So that could also be why her reaction was that, right? And so I think it's also about the level of trust that the parent has with the step parent when it comes to their children.
Oh, okay. That was good, Asia.
Yeah, it's just things like that that get me. It's like, why you with somebody? If they got anger issues, I'm not saying people can't fix things, but it's like, you accepted it. You knew we had anger issues when you brought your child into this.
But do you know the depth of people's like for instance, like I cannot speak on how I would raise a child right now because I don't have one. Like I can, in my head, I can say what I think, but until it actually happens, I really don't know. So like for me,
I disagree with that so much. I'm sorry to cut you off. One of my things I used to hate that my friends used to say when I didn't have kids was like, you'll understand when you a dad. And Asia, I promise you, just saying this from me to you, nobody else. Don't listen to that shit. You got common sense. You're responsible. The things that you will probably pour into your child are very reasonable, and they made sense. The things I used to say pre-child, people, oh, you understand. Oh, you don't know. You ain't got kids. I do the exact same thing now because I got sense. So I'm saying that to say, like, I don't feel like you can't speak on parenting because you don't have a kid. Granted, parent, it's different, but like, you still have morals, values, and principles that you're going to instill. That's where it started at. So I wouldn't like, you know what I'm saying?
I guess I hear that part, and I hear that part. What I'm saying is in the context of like this, like you said, like she knew that he had anger issues. What I'm saying is sometimes we don't know the level or the extent of a thing until we're in very specific situations.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Okay.
Like, so I don't know the level of like if my child talks back to me the first time, like in my head, I could have all this therapeutic stuff to say, but then if it actually happens, I might be like, yo, little nigga, like, who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know what's going to come out in that very moment. That's what I'm saying.
I
just
agree.
said it. Shitting me.
Look, anything you say,
whatever you say to somebody on the street, you say to your child when they piss you off. What? You got me fucked up. anything you say, AJ, am I lying?
Nah, that's true as hell.
Like, because of the one thing people don't tell about parenting, bro, kids pluck. They tear that nerve up, bro. And it's just to the point like, hey, bro, like, what you on, dog? Like,
hey, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I promise you, true story, bro. This was a great question. I'm sorry. Story time tonight. This happened this week. I'm driving to go get haircuts on last Thursday.
To this day.
And I'm riding, and my kid is in this advocacy stage. I'm going down there, I ain't gonna say something, man. I was like, hey, man, hey, such and such, you better watch yourself. He said, no, you watch yourself.
No.
Hey, let me tell you, man. I put that car in park in the middle of the street. And we're gonna let man see. You know what I'm saying? What?
Yeah.
Say the what? Because I need him to know if he ever think about that saying again, what follows. I'm telling you. Nah, dog. Yeah. He said it. No, he was like, no, you watch yourself.
Yeah, so he tired of this.
I would have been dying.
Yo,
I'll tell y'all my stories online. I can't even do it.
Hey, Princess, I'm gonna tell you what got me. My wife on the car was like, ooh. So it put me on super tent. Now I gotta prove, you know what? Hey, like, you don't let her hear it. Hey, look, we gotta work something out if ain't nobody hear it. Yeah. But you gonna let her hear it. Now I got to show you what's up.
I gotta put the car in park.
You know what I'm saying?
Now she's looking at you like, I thought you was head of household. You following that on the
God, bro. Hey, Jay, don't be projecting what be going on with you. Don't be projecting.
Hey, nah, I'm not gonna lie. I was just about to jump in though. Having girls is completely different because that mouth gets reckless. Oh my God. Yeah. And it's like having those moments with my daughters, especially my oldest child, she just started middle school, and man, hormones are jumping, different things are happening. And I called her the other day. She was in the kitchen washing dishes, and I told her to do something kind of similar to what you said, right? Like I told her to do something, and she responded back and said like, it wasn't like what, but it was like she started yelling and talking. So I got up off the couch like, hey, who the fuck you here talking to? I had a moment. And then when kids get scared, they just say random shit. She was like, I was talking to my sister. Whole time, Mackenzie was nowhere to be found. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, why would you just randomly? She was so scared because of how I reacted. So I'm going back to y'all point. When you're in that moment, you don't know how you're going to react. To go back to the video real quick for me, I told Brittany this off camera. Step dad, step stool, step ladder. I would have tore that damn ass up. I don't care what type of steps we was on. With that in the face, crazy. Hey, Brittany, am I lying?
Go ahead, man.
You said it.
I'd have stepped on that ass.
Hey, you stupid, boy. You stupid, man. He said step stool, step ladder. Hey, I hope y'all know what Louis Silence means.
Yeah. We get it.
We get it, though. You want to hit him with...
Yeah, man. I love my baby, though. But parenting is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It just comes with some stuff. Wow.
Yes, it does.
It does. It's a challenge. All right, Jay, it's on you.
All right. You want to read the last one? So that way I ain't got to...
All right, Jay, it's on you.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it because he got to go back and forth.
Yeah, that way I ain't got to keep surfing and this podcast like this.
Wait, there's two more. You want me to?
Yeah, we'll just do We did a protecting the peace. We'll do that one.
Back to the back page.
All right.
Don't do that.
Sorry, man.
Hey, that phone just getting lower and lower. Look at that angle.
Wait, we didn't do protecting your peace, did we? No. We did.
I got you. Yeah, but I got you though, because that was
And
on
he
me.
turned that light off. He like,
I put an extra one in there. That's what. Hey, y'all don't do it like that.
He right there stretching it on like,
I was
Dang, y'all for real.
Hey, it don't take that long to swap screens. Y'all know he's stretching. It don't take that long to swap screens.
Okay, so on the last one, we can do this one, Brittany. So we said about your partner in marriage. So if your partner, y'all ready?
Yeah.
If your partner tells you that they want out of the marriage/relationship, do you keep fighting or do you grant them their wishes? So basically, what will keep you fighting in that moment, or are you guys the type to where somebody says, "Hey, I want out"? Do you just let it go immediately?
Man, part of me wants to say I'd let them go.
Okay.
Like the ego in me wants to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it, I hate to get so deep. I would pray first. I would really pray first.
Okay.
Before I decide what direction I would take. But my ego would tell me, if you want to leave, then go. You get what I'm saying? Because you can't control another person, right? And I would maybe make an attempt to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll give me some inclination of what to do next.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be my step. But that's a really deep question, man. That's a good question.
Yeah, we tried to probe your brains a little bit. Princess, since you are smiling so heavily, we'll go to you.
I'm still laughing.
I know.
No, but I really think that I would want to have a conversation first. Like, even though they said they wanted to leave, I would want to talk about it to know why, and if there's anything that we could work on to actually fix it. After that conversation, if that person was just dead set on no, they don't want to work, because I don't want to work by myself, because it's not going to work if I'm the only one that's doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
So if it turned out that they weren't willing to put in the work, then yeah, I would go ahead and just let you go.
Gotcha. Okay. Keenan? Asia?
Asia, you go ahead. I've been long-winded tonight.
Y'all know I'm a pro counseling thing. So for me, it's like we need to go to marriage counseling for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because I want to know the depth of like where that thought came from, how long you've been actually feeling that way. Because if it's something that just popped up, you know what I'm saying, or something like from a particular situation and now you have doubts, that's very different than you've been feeling this way for the past 3 years. And I think also being able to have a neutral party in the space. But yeah, so for me, it'll be counseling first, and then from there, because I think counseling will also give way to see how willing they are to work on said issue, or to work on whatever's going on. Because if they're sitting there and not even willing to participate, you know what I'm saying, to Princess's point, I could do individual counseling for this, you know what I'm saying? Like, but to see if it is something that they want to work out, because I can't be in a marriage by myself. You know what I mean? And I think if I have felt that I've been in a marriage by myself, even before we got to this point, it's all I will already know that you're already tapped out. There's nothing that I could do or say because you've been long gone. But for me, it'll be counseling. And then if they want to go, you know, then yeah.
Okay.
So
good response.
I think so. I give real what we do when before right when and kind of the beginning years of marriage, we have, and it's still to this day stick. We had non-negotiables of stuff we don't do.
Okay.
And I get people get emotions and stuff, but one of our biggest things is you don't say things you can't come back from, because everybody want to act like they forgive and forget, but like, nah. B, if you ever really question if you question your happiness, you have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked for us. So like for me, the thing is, and then the third one was if you ever wanted to actually get a divorce, when that is being like, don't say that freely. You understand what I'm saying? Like those things have to be a real actual thing, because once you say it, our agreement was you're allowing it to the other. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Put that in that atmosphere.
Yes.
Yeah, because me personally, I don't believe. I think there's things you can't come back from. I really believe that. I think you can say stuff to people in general that you can't come back from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's our motto. So if she said that to me in my real situation, she has to mean it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Like I always said, this the number one thing about marriage is like they got to be willing to get in the ring with you. So if you say that and we ain't really duking it out, hey, you know what I'm saying? I gotta wish you the best. I ain't no petty person. Cool. But one thing I'm not gonna do is swing at a punching bag and you doing you, and I'm sitting here trying to fight by myself. So like, if you say it, you got to be serious. And then, are we okay? Do you need time to reflect? Are you sure? Because this is another thing. This is gonna sound crazy. Oh, I was about to cuss. People, I'm this, and I love my wife with everything in me, but I'm also big on accountability. If that's the route you think you want to go, you're not gonna drag me through the dirt and think I'm just gonna come back. If that's what you're gonna say, you want big boy like that, live by those rules. In my real life, I've experienced things that I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be hurting, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, but I'm gonna be all right though. Like I'm gonna come back on the back end. So if that's the thing you want to put out, live by it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna go that hard and just come back and be like, "Oh nah, I'm sorry, babe. I was going."
Yeah,
That's a little rough on the body.
That's good. Brittany?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Sure.
Because it just made me think about this, and like, Keenan, I really appreciate your perspective on this, because I just realized I don't think, because you said, like you're not a petty person, like you will let them move forward. The more I think about it, depending on why they want a divorce and like how they are acting in therapy, I'm not giving you well wishes on your way out. Like I'm really not, because you just blew up my whole world and my whole reality. And I've been sitting here in the marriage by myself. Like I'm hurt, and like you gonna feel this hurt. Like yeah, you could go. I'm not helping you pack. I'm not throwing you a goodbye party. I'm gonna be petty in the divorce settlement. I am getting half of whatever. I don't care what it is. I really don't, because like, and this is me being for real, like if this, I guess, is coming from a place of I'm not married yet. So it's like if I waited all this time and for you to play in my face, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, like I'm gonna be so hurt that I don't know if I would be giving them like well wishes and like being like, okay, like you, like go ahead, you live your best life. It wasn't me, and that's okay. I wouldn't be like that.
Well, I mean,
I love the honesty.
That's a little diplomatic. That's a little diplomatic, Asia. I will say this. This is the thing. The one thing I've learned in marriage, you can't make nobody do that. You can't make nobody do anything. And 9 times out of 10, people be saying that, bro. You see it coming. Like if it almost cussed it in. If you like, people lie about it, but bro, you can. It's very rare situations that you don't see it coming. You see it. You just elected to ignore it and not address it, and it blew up at the wrong time. And if you are any type of connected, and this is the thing, if you disconnected, you're ignoring it coming. And if you're any type of connected, you see it coming.
Yep.
It's either way you want to flip it.
Oh, that was good.
That was great.
Make sure you
I'm gonna say, yeah, mark this time down. This is good.
Hey, y'all go ahead, man.
What you think about?
Everything y'all just said, I agree. I think to sum it up, the best way to put it is we both got to be committed to growth. And I mean that individually and together. If you're not committed to growth and what your life looks like and having these conversations, you won't make it. And then the person is not worth fighting for, I should say. So just understanding what your worth is, understanding what their worth is, and what y'all's worth looks like together. That's what would make me be like, all right, you could go, because it's not worth it. Like I sat here, I tried this, right? But I understand my worth. I understand what I think you're worth, and it's not worth doing this because I'm over it. Or the person may be worth fighting for, and they might be thrown in the towel. I got a small story during COVID. I have a friend who she was in a relationship, very, very long relationship. They were not married, but they were very much together for a very long time, lived together, all the things. And she just went through this straight up depression, like heavy. She just, the weight of the world just smacked her in the face. No kids, nothing. But then, like, not being able to get to her family, and then everybody's sick, and she lost a lot of loved ones due to COVID, unfortunately. And he was in this space where sexually he wasn't being fulfilled anymore. Conversation stopped in the home. She just went into this shell where she just wasn't herself for months. He left. He left. COVID passed by. I come to you, I talk to you, I try and, get into your brain a little bit. Can we revisit this relationship? His response was absolutely not. I don't ever want to experience what you just went through. That baggage is too heavy for me to carry ever again in life. I told her, he's not your person, because the man that's for you will sit with you in that, right? And y'all got to see eye to eye in terms of where you want to go when it comes to marriage. That just lets you know he's not your person. He's not for you. That doesn't mean he's not a good person. He just didn't want, he knew what he wanted. He didn't want that for himself. Maybe that on the, and I don't think it was selfish. I had to explain to her, I don't think it was a selfish act on his part. Maybe he didn't know how to respond to that. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't mature enough for that. He just didn't know, right? And he has every right to do his own thing. So I just think it comes, it's like it's a tip scale here. You just gotta, the common denominator is worth, I'd say, and what are we fighting for?
And I'll say this: at this age, if any dude leave you on the market 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, he ain't for you. Like I almost would vote against that. Like, you just don't even try the marriage portion after that part. It becomes too much. It becomes too, in my opinion, that's my opinion. At this time.
If you've been dating that long?
Say again?
Go ahead, Princess.
No, I said, Kenny, you're saying if you've been dating that long? Like
Yeah,
dating
like
that
now.
same person like more than 5 years?
Not if you've been with, like, not if the 5 years is at your age now. You meet somebody now in 5 years, like in your mature adulting stage. Like a dude that's into you not gonna leave you on the market that long. Either way you want to flip it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think marriage comes immediately, but the steps progress. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it gets dangerous when it gets that long time connect, because then I feel like you can overthink. Like, damn, we've been cool, and like then you start convincing her like, wow, we don't need marriage. We just, like, it ain't nothing but a ring. It ain't nothing but a title. That's when that start coming in, and then you done for when that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lewis, know I'm not lying too. Hey, you know I'm not lying either, bro. When he starts saying that, like,
every day.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna tell you what burns me up, yo. I'm sorry. Hey, salute to Jay and Brittany. When a dude introduce a woman as their fiance and they ain't nowhere near that.
When she had a ringless engagement.
But this the thing. This the thing. I seen it happen, and I know that's not even the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I ain't paying the princess no mind. That was
not
good.
Even towards Louis.
That was good.
Fine.
But, yo, I see it happen. Like, don't pull up to the cookout with your family. Oh, this my fiance. Oh, dog.
Or this wifey.
Did y'all see Savannah James? Savannah James posted about that very thing.
What?
You disrespecting me. In my mind, you disrespecting me.
LeBron used to she used to get upset. No, she has a podcast. She was talking about how LeBron used to introduce her as that, but he had proposed to her. And she said that she had to pull him to the side and say, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Lewis, when I was saying disrespect me, I'm saying, like, when dudes come around me and act fake married or act fake engaged, like, you to me.
You disrespected what marriage is to me, for me.
Yeah.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, dog, call it what it is. Say your friend, say this, such and such, but don't call it that. Because it ain't that, dog. I got my stripes. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm for real, bro. And then just looking goofy.
Wifey right here.
Definitely looking.
You know what I'm saying? Like the princess with the Y on it. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't never calling no man my hubby
Come on, dog.
if he's not my
First and
hubby.
last names.
It's my hubby right here. They were like, nah,
Yeah.
Hey,
that's Charles.
that's the last one, right, y'all?
Yeah, but just to piggyback real quick, it's not
So,
gonna be, but because we have such a large platform, y'all, and whether it's marriages, relationships, friendships, just for something for not only the audience to think about, but y'all. Let's say y'all did go through something like that, right? Breakup, friendship collapsing. Did that affect you guys' self-esteem or worth? And if so, very quickly to sum it up, what did you do to overcome that for maybe people struggling out there?
Ooh, that's good, Jay.
Man,
oh,
hell
I mean,
yeah, it affected my self-esteem.
the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it affected.
the first time.
For me, my identity was, I realized my identity was in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I had to learn to really pour into me, right? So the way I got out of that is that if this person being removed from my life is affecting me this much, how much have I really poured into me? Not saying it should not hurt, right? But it shouldn't hurt me to the point to where it's now impacting me and my well-being. Because that is always my responsibility in and outside of a relationship. So I would say the way that I overcame that is by pouring into me and seeing and understanding my value and what I wanted. And through that, I was able to overcome it and then attract someone that was attracted to me in the capacity that I now saw myself. Because when you're in a relationship and you're constantly giving so much of yourself to that person, you're pouring into them and you're not really pouring into you, right? And you're not giving them a chance to pour into you because y'all both pouring into you. She's accepting, or he is accepting everything you're giving them. They don't have a chance to reciprocate it, right? So I would challenge you, if you're in any situation, that applies to everything, really.
Yeah.
If anything is impacting you or taken away from you, maybe you're giving too much into it, and you need to give a little bit more to yourself.
Yeah.
Well said, bro. Well said, bro. We got a great topics of the night, y'all. Dope shit. Really way to round that off. We got one fair foul and we up out of here. All right. You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing tonight?
We good.
Great.
So tonight's fair foul. Fair foul. Complimenting outside your relationship. Now, if you watched Don't Kink Shame, we talked about harmless flirting. But what this fair foul is about? Is it fair foul about a harmless compliment outside your relationship? Fair foul.
Foul. Nothing's harmless.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think it's fair.
Ooh, what? Okay, do tell.
Okay, yeah, please.
You want Britt to go first?
Okay, who go?
Britt, you go first.
I said my piece. Nothing's harmless to me. To me there's always intent behind what you've seen. I don't think it's harmless. Do I think it's wrong? I mean, the reason why I said it was foul is because it's just. Let me not say that. I just think
No,
that.
say it. No, say it.
No,
No.
I'm not
Say it if you're gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say that.
Stand on it.
I think it's for me, yes, a foul. Only because, and maybe this is personal experience, but right, like this may be my personal insecurity experience, whatever. That has always led to something else or too much of, right? The one harmless comment turns into harmless hearts, turns into harmless double tapping, right? Which can mean absolutely nothing. You could just like the picture, your thumb just double taps it. But it's always the harmless comment it turns into like a domino effect where then I have to question, well, what are you really looking at? What is the compliment? What are you complimenting? Right? Does she just have on a nice dress that one time, or is she wearing a bunch of nice dresses that I'm not wearing? So that's again, that's my
why does the compliment have to tie back to you?
I'd say it's personal. It's my own insecurities, right?
Okay.
So like my own experiences have brought me to a space where I've been this low and my self-esteem was down here because somebody did that to me. So now I always reflect things back to me. Like if you're complimenting another woman and you're with me, but I look nothing like her, I don't dress like that, I don't wear clothes like that, then I link it back to myself because now a harmless comment is made, but it's just kind of like the image that I see is not reflected here. So why would you compliment that? Or do I need to, like I
get where you're going. I get where you're going. Okay.
So
makes sense.
Britt, does it change if the harmless compliment is not in front of you?
What do you mean?
Saying like he is out by himself and he compliments someone.
He just say like, "Damn, girl, you wearing that dress?"
Not like that. Not like that.
Yo,
But if he just tells like somebody like, "Oh, I like your hair," or "Oh, I like your shirt," or does it change?
Or damn,
it
girl, you
because,
wearing that dress?
Does it change it because you're with him and you're seeing him compliment another woman? Or I don't know if we're talking about social media, like if you're seeing the comments versus if he's alone and like you don't really know that it's happening. Do you think that it's foul for him to do it when he's not in your presence?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think it's I wouldn't know. If he's doing it, he's not gonna come back home and tell me, "Damn, I saw this girl in this badass green dress. She was wearing it."
Keenan might.
I think
it's crazy, ain't it?
I'm honest.
Look, I took a picture.
Hey, I'm posting to the story and acting. Look at this shit.
Hey, come on, Wilder. Yo, you.
I'm not.
Yeah, Princess.
I want to say this to Princess. The comment on social media makes it foul because you leave it up to other people's perception at that point. That's my opinion. If you leave a comment on social media, it turns foul to me. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I'm damn near worried about liking it now that they say like by such and such, such and such. Damn, like Meg Thee Stallion got one off today. I'm telling you. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be mindful of that. But that shit fair. Like
I was also gonna ask that, Keenan, about social media. Does it make it a difference if it's a like versus a comment?
A comment is way worse.
Yeah,
a comment is definitely way worse. But do likes still count in the fair or foul?
I don't think
is it
like
fair
is a
for a like? You don't think like is a compliment?
No. I'm gonna tell you like this. I probably wouldn't dig that deep into a like. That's me. I'm speaking from my personal. Like I'm not gonna dig that deep into it. I'm just not. You comment
have to go out your way to comment. Like you're telling your thoughts in a comment. Versus like you could have liked the hair, the beach in the background, whatever. You just double tap.
You're not liking something if you like the beach in the background, Britt.
I do.
It's something to that man. It's something to that man that you like. It's that haircut.
Hey, she like it.
I think
running on the beach.
Yeah, I think it's fair, and I guess it's because I guess I'm a words of affirmation person, right? So like even like with my guy friends, I notice if they get a haircut, and I'm like, "Oh, you got a haircut." I'm not thinking like, "Ooh, you got a haircut." Like it's not that deep for me. It's like you got a haircut. That haircut looks nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to acknowledge when I can see people have put work into things in the same ways that like I would compliment on a shorty that has an amazing body. It's like, yo, like she's working hard for that. Like, yes. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? In the same ways that like if a man has a nice outfit on, I like your shoes, I like your shirt. Like I don't think that there's anything for me it's not foul. I think that like I just don't especially because let me say this. Also even in the context of relationships, it's like I see the same thing that he sees. I see that it looks nice. I'm not blind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in the sake, I used to race. True story. When I was in relationships, if I would see somebody like a bad shorty, I would go out of my way to make sure I complimented it first, just so that he knows, like, hey, it's safe here. Like, yes, we both see it. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
man,
like,
that don't mean that. Men, that don't mean that. She's trying to see what you like.
I'm saying for
it don't mean that.
For me, first of all.
So you gonna tell her life experience, bro?
No, but I wasn't talking about me. For me, it's like I can appreciate a nice body. Let's say it like that. If a shorty has a fat behind, I'm complimenting it. I just am. It's like, oh, like, shorty, that's crazy because I see it. I know you see it too. Like, it's okay. Now don't go staring at it. I clocked it. Clock back. You better clock back in. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that long to look.
But can he say it first?
Yeah, he could say it first. As long as I see, like, it's one of those. Actually, it doesn't even matter. Like, it point me to it though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, dang, like shorty back there 30 miles ago. Yeah, it's like you could have said like, nah, like.
But I guess what I'm asking is not in conversation with you, but let's just say homegirl is like y'all waiting in line or something. She's in front of y'all. Is it okay for him to compliment her on whatever? I'm sure he wouldn't say, hey, you got a fat ass in front of you, like whatever. But let's just say he says, hey, I like your dress.
To the girl?
Are you okay with that? To the girl that's standing in front of y'all.
For me, and this is, I guess, coming from like, y'all have to understand too, I'm a gym rat, right? So like, I really do, I see the physique in a different way on men, on women. Like, it's just different for me. So for me, it's not that. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, yeah, it's a nice dress. Now, if I think here, but if I think the dress is ugly and you know the dress is ugly and you only really complimented the dress because she has a fat ass, now I have a problem. Because you know that dress is ugly. It's fluorescent yellow with ruffles.
Like, Asia, if the dress was white with pearls, I feel like the dress is on a body. Like,
yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm okay.
But we're talking about the dress, though. We're talking about the dress. We're not talking about the body.
What I'm saying is, I'm not that dumb. It's like we know an ugly dress when we see an ugly dress. Like, you not complimenting a dress for real. It has to be a valid compliment. That's what I'm saying, I guess. Like, well, yeah, but I wouldn't mind.
Hey, Jay, hold on one second. Lewis, what's your thoughts? You mighty quiet. What's your thoughts, Lewis?
I'm about to give an ignorant answer. It's fair when I do it, and it's foul if she does it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, Lewis, you just set us back, man. You said all that good stuff earlier. You just set us back this episode.
I'm being honest. I don't want to hear that shit. Now, here's the thing with me. I've learned early on in our marriage, I used to every time I saw someone on TV that was like a beautiful woman, I was like, oh, she's beautiful. And then my wife was like, Lewis, you don't have to say that every time you see a beautiful woman on TV. And I was like, you're right. So I stopped doing that. But I realized I'm very intentional about if I pay a compliment to someone. Hell, I done got in trouble on here saying half the stuff I done said on here. But I really have, y'all, for real. So I've learned, but it's easier for me to compliment people who I'll never interact with as opposed to people that I see. So if I'm going to pay a compliment to a woman, it better be someone I don't have access to. And it's easier, and it goes over easier. And just to be honest, for my own ego, it's easier for me when she pays a compliment to someone that she doesn't have access to. However, I'm not naive to think that there aren't people that are attractive that she encounters that she would want to pay a compliment to. And I'll be real with you, and I'm secure enough to say this. To Asia's point, if it's a true compliment, if it's somebody that's really done the work or presented themselves a certain way and she would compliment them in my presence, I would accept it, right? I would, if it was someone that was well put together. Mm-hmm. And I think, no, she wouldn't care. She don't want to hear me compliment nobody. So
hey, Lewis, I got a question for you, bro. What scenario? Yeah. What if she's telling a story about someone, and she says in that story, and he's a nice looking man, but she's telling the story to somebody.
She said that before. You know what my wife does? She gives a really good disclaimer. Lewis, I'm not trying to be funny, but he was a nice looking guy. I'm like, all right, he looked better than me. And she always say no.
Talking about why she got to give you a disclaimer though?
I don't know. She goes out of her way to make sure she's being respectful to me.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with my insecurity.
Okay, all right.
No. It's her own will. She goes out of her way to make sure that she's respectful to me in that sense. But then I always say, does he look better than me? And she say no. She feed into my ego like that.
Yeah, for sure. She got to. How long you been married?
12 years.
There's the key. Lie to him.
Yeah. I gotta take that one. I want to say something smart, but that was too good. I gotta take that one.
Hey, look, I honestly learned the other way, bro. Like you.
That was good, bro. I gotta take it. No, I gotta take it, man. That was good.
My wife is really big on cologne, and that's where I learned about the compliment. But it just don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I will say this, Princess, to your point. I want to go out of your spouse's. This ain't something you'll come home and tell. Earth 99. Out of your spouse's sight is a compliment, fair or foul.
What?
That's when I think it's fair, personally.
Okay.
Because for me, what'd you say?
You meaning like you're not around them when you give somebody else a compliment.
Right. And I know the intent is literally just a compliment. However, even if my intent is, it's not malicious at all, if I'm with my man, I'm not seeking out another man to compliment him on anything. Like, I'm not about to tell you your haircut looks nice. It probably does, but I don't feel the need to tell you that when my man is standing right here.
Gotcha.
Or just anything. Because same way, not to say that he's trying to make me feel some type of way or anything, but if we're going back to the standing line, or we just see a woman and she has on a nice dress and she got a nice body, like, I don't expect for him to compliment her right there in front of me, because then I'm going to be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I just think that it leaves too much for interpretation.
For sure.
In my opinion. But like, if I'm out and it's just like, oh, I like your haircut, or I like your shirt, I like your watch, whatever. But then that's it. But then once you give that compliment, depending on what that person says back, that's why sometimes I don't always willingly give compliments, because oftentimes that's a way to start a conversation. And people don't know that you're in a relationship, or, well, they will probably know y'all married because you got rings or whatever. But, like, when you give people a compliment, that's normally a conversation starter. And then they're looking for more. And if you compliment someone, they're like, oh, okay, they might want to, and it's like, no, my intent was literally just to compliment you, and that's it.
See, that's why I want to be there. That's exact for me. That's why I would rather be there than not, because I really don't trust shorty like that. I don't trust that they care about a ring. I don't trust that, like, you know what I'm saying? That if she does look like really good, that's cool for y'all. I don't. But because in the moment, it's true, like, a conversation really could carry, because if I'm dating someone that I know is a friendly person, and they have a well-intentioned compliment, and let's say I'm not around, and the shorty is now like, oh my gosh, like, he's smiling at me and he's complimenting and all these things, like, she could really take that and run with that. I would rather be right there and be like, yeah, girl, that dress really is cute. Yeah, and
turn around.
I'm there to co-sign. Turn on back around, order your food.
Turn on.
I would rather be there.
And that plays into who you're complimenting too, right? So as I'm listening to you guys talk, I feel like
I could be lying.
No, I feel like if I'm trying to put myself in a space where if my husband said something to one of my friends, like, oh, your hair looks nice, or, oh, that, I don't know, all her life she wore curly hair, boom, she got straight hair, like, oh, you blow dry your hair, looks nice, versus a complete stranger, like, how I would feel about that. Like, if I saw y'all, when I see y'all in September, fresh to death, and it's like, oh, everybody looks nice, like, y'all look good, versus strangers that walk in. I've never seen them come into the podcast party. I'm like, damn, they look nice. They look good. Like how that would play over if the shoe was on the other foot. That makes a difference on who you're complimenting too.
Yeah. That's another question. Is your spouse or your partner able to compliment your friends? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's another good question.
That one right there don't bother me. Like that one right there don't that one right there. To me, that's like a
as long as it's respectful.
I mean, it's a given. Ken is friends with me, so I mean, he gonna hear it.
That's why I've never experienced that. I've never experienced that.
That's why it took me so long to get to DC. He was like, I ain't trying to hear this shit all day.
Come on, man. Hey, look. I could go into story time right now, but I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. No, but that one don't bother me. My wife compliment my friends all the time, like especially if they've had a hairstyle, she ain't seen them in a while, they lost weight. Like, damn, okay, I see you. You looking good. Like that don't because to me they're not siblings, but they brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a, you know what I mean? And shit. And the thing about our friend, I say that.
All right,
Jay, we didn't hear from you.
Oh, mine will be very short. I promise you. The only thing that separates the fair and foul for me is the wordplay. For example, Asia made a good point. If you compliment somebody and say, "Hey, okay, that looks nice. I like your haircut. That looks nice." Or, "Oh, you changed your hair. That looks good on you."
Jay, who you saying I like that haircut to?
I just man, get out of here. So anyway, my dumb ass about it. So, but anyway, versus saying, "Damn," you see them like, "Damn, your hair looks good." I think it's the context and the way you use it. That's the only thing that switches up the fair and foul for me.
For sure. For sure. Intent for real. Intent is what make it fair or foul.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, man, appreciate everybody tapping in tonight with the Monday Night Crew, man. It's your boy K.Mims. I got the ladies of the show, Brittany, Asia, and Princess. My bros, DJ J Dub and Louis B. NC, September 28th. We on the way, 5 o'clock, Deja's Bar, man. Tap in with us. We out.
Get your tickets.